first thing I want to make note of here in this lesson is this paragraph that I have at the top here, just to make sure that you're still reading through the material in the book, through definitions and examples and all of that, since in these videos I'm only going to show just a small portion of the information that's included in the lessons. So after you go through the stuff in the textbook, and if you decide to watch the video over that lesson also and you still have questions, you can either ask at the beginning of class if it's a short question, or you can always stop by during my office hours sometime, and we can definitely arrange time to meet to go over those questions. So that way in class, you can use that work time to go through the problems that you need to do. So this first video, we're just going to cover a few brief things in terms of section 1.3. Things I want to hit on first of all here is your data collection methods. Most of these you've probably heard of before. I just wanted to group them together so that we can keep track of which one are your data collection and which one are your sampling techniques. Since this will come up on quizzes and tests, you'll want to make sure to know the difference there. So our first thing for our data collection is an observational study. It's just like it sounds, you're observing to see what happens. So you're not changing the environment at all. You're just looking to see what is happening in that case. Whereas an experiment, it's like you do in science class. You've got a hypothesis, you're testing it, seeing what happens. So you're actually changing something there. A simulation, you can think of like if you're doing a simulation for a flight, where you're trying to fly an airplane. It's where you're not actually doing the event, but you're doing something that's similar. So that way, maybe it's too dangerous, for instance, to go through and do the actual experiment. So you're setting it up in a safer environment. And a survey, I'm sure most of you have done these or performed these before. It's where you're asking some sort of question, getting an answer. So you're not testing anything there, you're just getting the responses. Trying to get some sort of feedback in terms of maybe what people's heights are, maybe you're trying to do a survey for how people feel about a certain question, that sort of thing. So those are our main data collection methods. And then we also have sampling techniques. So this is how you're going about getting your samples. The first case here is a census, which really is collecting the information from the entire population. Which of course a census would be costly and time consuming trying to get information from every single person. So most of the time you're working with a smaller sample. So for instance, a simple random sample, normally you're dealing with a smaller sample, depending on what it is you're trying to find will depend on that size. And it's collecting information at random from people, so you're not necessarily picking just the people that are sitting in this room, for instance. You're doing a random sample based on whatever population you're dealing with. For your stratified sample, this one you're separating into separate groups first of all, and then selecting people within each of those groups. So one example is like your book has, you could have low income, middle income, and high income, and then select people within each of those categories to get the information that you're looking for. So there's some sort of grouping first, and then you're collecting information or people that you're selecting from those groups. Whereas cluster sample, it's similar. You're still going to have separate groups, but it has to do with where the people already are, for instance. So you're not moving them around or anything differently. It's naturally occurring. So for instance, if you're talking about different counties, maybe selecting people from different counties within a state. Or like in your book, it has different zip codes and different zones being selected. Those would be examples of a cluster sample versus your stratified sample. And then your systematic sample, if you think of a system, you have a particular method that you're using. In this case, you could be talking about selecting every 5th person in a line, or maybe every 10th person, or maybe you have a phone book and you're selecting every 10th person and you're calling them to ask them some question. So that would be an example of systematic, a system used to collect that information or to collect that sample. And then convenient samples, like it sounds, it's convenient. It could be maybe the students that are in this class that you're asking the questions of. It could be people at your school, could be your family or your friends, that sort of thing that is easy for you to collect.